Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, and yep, another thoughts video, and this time, yes, you read the title. My thoughts on the Lord of the Rings series coming to Amazon Prime, which the title of the Lord of the Rings series is The Rings of Power, and yeah, and also because as you saw in the title, my thoughts on this before I react to the trailer. Yeah, and I've been for a while meaning to do one of these, even before the trailer came out. But, because since we already got the trailer, well, and that's why it's in the title, before I react to the trailer. And here's another thing. Well, you know what? No, I'll talk about the trailer and what's gonna happen in just later on. Okay, so again, as I said, I for a while have been meaning to do one of these, and now I finally am. And yeah, get the Lord of the Rings shirt, of course. Always, go wear something, to go with theming of what these videos are, But anyways, so again, for a while I've been meaning to do one of these, as I said, and before the trailer came out, and again I finally have, and yeah, because honestly, for a while I've been very nervous about this series, and I'm sure, and I know that everybody else was. They were horrified. The Lord of the Rings fans were horrified. They were just very pissed off about this, and because they, including myself, yeah, don't get me wrong, because I too believed that oh gosh, this is gonna be another one of those fantasy shows, like Game of Thrones, where, because, you'd have so much sex, so much violence. You get my point. It's just, oh god, in Lord of the Rings? No, this is ridiculous. This is Lord of the Rings we're talking about. You do not mess up Lord of the Rings. And what Peter Jackson brought to both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, he did it perfectly. Those movies were great, and many people have different mixed opinions, I guess, on the Hobbit films, but I like them, and I know that my parents do too. God, I remember 10, and since this year marks the Hobbit's anniversary, and not to mention also the Two Towers, I remember when me and my family, my parents, we saw The Hobbit, and then the next 2 years would come, and yeah, we saw, of course, the next two Hobbit films, and because as we should all know, originally it was the Hobbit films were just gonna be two movies, but then they had to split it into three. I mean, when it came to the second film, they had to split it for one more. I mean, because it's like, say, with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, it was a two-parter, and because, well, putting in so much, from the books. So, but yeah, so, and it seems like, it's like from the early 2000s and to from the 2000s to the 2010s and to now, the 2020s, we've we've been getting a piece of Lord of the Rings from those decades. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so and even some of the cast members from John Rhys Davis, Orlando Bloom, and Elijah Wood did come out and tell say what they think about about the Lord of the Rings series. I think Elijah and Orlando said something about if there would be nudity and such. Yeah. So, but here's another thing. Okay, but here's this, that it was not too long ago when the producers of the Lord of the Rings series, The Rings of Power, they did come out and they assured the Lord of the Rings and our Tolkien fans that the Lord of the Rings series was for everyone. And I read the article, and I was amazed because, well, of what the producers were saying, and according to what the article said, to what the producers said, that this show is for everyone, and especially it's not just for adults, but also wanting to do it for, say, kids from ages 11, 12, 13, etc. And even it even said but in case the kids would have to pull the sheets and cover their eyes, you know, if something scary. Well, and yeah, like the Lord of the Rings films and probably the Hobbit films, I don't know, like they had some scary moments where, yeah, the kids would have to cover their eyes, you know. And that's another thing too, because, well, kids like Lord of the Rings as well. Like, yeah, and just that's why, you know, because when the producers came forward and they ensured the fans, you know, that, you know, it's for everyone and for kids, that I was relieved to hear. I'm sure that everybody else was relieved to hear, but everybody's still not sure. Like, you know, if they say that it's not going to be like, say, Game of Thrones, there's no nudity, no sex, then that's a relief. You know, and they say that the producers even said that it will, like, stay true to, like, R.R. Tolkien's vision, and I get, you know, what he brought to when he wrote the books, you know. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I guess for one thing, like, hopefully, like, in case, like, yeah, I'm sure that people are still nervous about this and just not sure about the series because, well, if there's good writing and good story, you know, good storyline, that's another thing. So, yeah. And so, because my thoughts, because if I, you know, because I've been talking about my thoughts, you know, because again, I was one of those people where, you know, I was nervous and I was horrified by this series and because of what people were thinking would happen. But again, the producers did come forward and explain. But honestly, because I don't know, because still, I hope as though that it will be, like, say, what I hope it's going to be, you know, the feel to it, and that's something that I'm going to like, you know, like, this is something that I can enjoy, or stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm kind of visioning, just like if it would, just like what the movies brought, as I said. And here's another thing, because Peter, I read about this for a while, that, you know, and a while back, that Peter Jackson, I guess, would kind of be involved giving advice to the scripts, I want to say. I don't know. I mean, if he hasn't, like, I hope at least he had some little involvement. Like, as I said, what I read, that, you know, he would give advice for the scripts. So that's nice. And yeah, because the setting of the Rings of Power, it's set thousands of years before the events of the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings films. Yeah, and which that'll be interesting. But again, just have to wait and see what this is going to be like. I mean, we had gotten, like, photos, like posters of the characters and stuff like that. Even a photo of one of the dwarves, which, oh man, like one of the pictures of the dwarves looks exactly, and it makes me happy that, you know, it looks exactly like how the dwarves are supposed to look in the movies, like, you know, with the long beards and, like, the noses, you name it. But yeah, so, and let's talk about the trailer, because, well, there was a trailer released during the Super Bowl, which that's what I heard about, that apparently we were going to be getting a trailer supposedly during the Super Bowl, and we did. And of course I plan on reacting to it, and because that's why, again, because I'm making this video giving my thoughts, and, you know, before I react to the trailer. And I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna, like, say, plan on not just me reacting to it, but I'm gonna have Little Blue have me join me, you know, have him join me reacting to it. Bleh. So yeah, because why not? And, you know, I think I'd appreciate his company, you know, reacting with it to me. So, you know, and, well, even like I've been telling my parents. I did tell my parents about the article that I read, and they seemed like, okay, so stuff like that. But anyways, but what about you guys? Like, what do you think about the Lord of the Rings series, you know, and what you thought of my thoughts? And, you know, just leave comments and give this video a like, as always, and just fingers crossed if, you know, when it comes to reacting to the trailer and when we finally see the show, just, like, it turns out good, you know. And again, the feel to it, as I said, and, you know, and if it's just like, say, what the movies brought, stuff like that, like, if it stays, like, it really stays true, like, to R.R. Tolkien's, you know, what he brought to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, you know, the world of that fantasy place, you know? And again, that's what the producers said. But with all that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my I almost said review. My video giving my thoughts on the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power show. And again, before I react to the trailer, and stay tuned for that very soon. Stay tuned for that. All right. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace out.